Hi there crafters, it's Louise with you today sharing a new scrapbook layout for Kitaholic Kits featuring the February 2022 kit. And as soon as I saw this leaf stencil, I knew that I wanted to feature it on a layout. It really does have the most fabulous sort of texture. And I thought what I'd do is revisit an old technique that I haven't done for a while, which is texture paste. So I'm just going to start with a 12 by 12 white cardstock background. I haven't added any mediums, I'm just applying the paste straight to the card through the stencil. Now you'll also notice that I have actually used some washi tape just to cover up the butterflies. I didn't want them to get onto my layout. I can be a bit messy with my stencil use, and I started with these 3 leaves in mind, but then I put a 4th one on and thought I'll explore this and see what I come up with. Now I like to let my paste dry overnight. You can use a heat gun, but it really is up to whatever your preference is. Now, a couple of months back, we got this Vicky Bouton watercolour palette in the mixed media kit. So I've pulled that out again to use with this particular layout. And what I'm doing is just using the shades of green off the palette to actually create around that sort of textured leaf. And I'm okay if the colour's not quite properly mixed or it runs a little bit into each other. I wanted this to be quite a sort of messy mixed media background. So I'm also going to add a little bit of splatter and really get some color onto the background. Now again, I'm going to let that dry naturally, and once it's dried naturally, I sort of get a little bit stuck with the layout and think, okay, what do I want to do now? I'm having a play. I've definitely got the photo that I want to use, but I did struggle a little bit at this point, and you'll see that here as I sort of play around with a few different bits and pieces. I was going to do some fussy cutting, but you'll see that instead of fussy cutting, I decide to actually tear the sheet of pattern paper and cover up some of that mixed media. It just wasn't working. I couldn't get it to do what I want it to do. And I think it's because I've done 4 leaves instead of 3. I really am all about thirds. So I do decide to tear that sheet of floral pattern paper in half, and I'm going to place that over some of that mixed media. I thought about cutting the sheet of mixed media in half and reusing the other side, but at this point I can repeat it if I want to do that particular technique again, so I end up just covering it up. Now you can see that I've used my silhouette to cut some leaves for the background. I wanted it to be quite textured, and part of that is because I've got sort of a leafy background in my photo. So that's why I chose this particular photo, because it really fit in well with the theme of this month's kit. Now at this point I'm popping some embellishments around, some chipboard pieces there. I realize at this point, as I'm sort of looking at the layout that I've created, there's quite a bit going on and I still don't really have a title, but we have got the thick as words, so I decide to use the thick as letters, to actually make my title, and I put it down low on the page because I didn't want to cover up any of that sort of leaf background work that I've got up at that top section of the page. So I'm going to go ahead and add my title, and I'm going to add a few more little stickers and embellishments to the bottom there. I had, as I said, a lot going up the top, so I didn't need to add too much more there, just a little bit of embellishing, but I really wanted to keep it just quite textured with the leaves and the background and that pop of color coming through as well. So once I'm finished embellishing this page, I am going to call it complete, and that's my first layout for the month. So I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. It's always exciting to crack open a new kit and play with all the goodies involved, so I hope that you are cracking open your kit and not hoarding too much this year. Make sure that you follow Kitaholic Kits, and if you haven't already, please make sure that you like and subscribe.